Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by Netflix.
Today on Variant, we're going to be talking all about The Walking Dead, so grab your shotguns. Variant's about to have a zombie apocalypse. Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than Miami men love bath salts. I'm your host, Arris. Now, I got a lot of requests for things to talk about here in the show, and one request that seems pretty consistent is the Walking Dead comic. So since I love to please, hello, I decided to give you what you want, and that is a Walking Dead themed episode, including a comparison between the comic and TV show. The Walking Dead title, in my opinion, is by far one of the best zombie properties to ever come out, and that's saying something being the big zombie fan that I am. I'm just a sucker for them. And The Walking Dead is up there with some of my other favorite zombie comics like Marvel Zombies and The Goon, which isn't necessarily a zombie comic but has lots of zombies in it. Also, Dawn of the Dead, 28 Weeks Later, and Shaun of the Dead, just to name a few. But if you're one of the three people who don't know what the comic is about, let me break it down for you. The comic is about a cop who gets shot, wakes up from a coma, where there's a world full of zombies. Now that you're up to speed, let me tell you why I think it's so amazing. I really love how they were able to get me invested into all the main characters. The title is almost a human versus human comic and not really a human versus zombie comic. What I think a lot of zombie franchises lack is the fact they don't really get you invested into all the main characters. Which sucks because if I don't like the characters, I'm not gonna care if I see a zombie eating someone's butthole. Which is gross. You know, I don't even know why I said that. The title can be shocking at times, which is awesome because I like not knowing what's coming next. Whether it's killing off a character I love or turning the page and being like, what? That's awesome. Didn't think they would have 20 zombies eating a horse all at the same time. Although it's entertaining. I also love the way the zombies were drawn. For the majority of the series, they were drawn by Charlie Adlard. He's really good at making the comic feel bloody and gory, even though it's all done in black and white. But I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes wish it was done in color. The creator is also the writer, Robert Kirkman, who has been doing a great job in keeping the quality of the series consistently high. The comic is almost at issue 100, and in my opinion, is still great. So now that we got the comic out of the way, which came first, let's see how the TV show stacks up. The Walking Dead TV show premiered in 2010 on AMC Halloween night, and right off the bat was awesome. Even though the opening scene wasn't how it started in the comic, it was still great, and especially shocking to see it on TV. I think what most comic fans have to get over, even me sometimes, is that comics can't be adapted 100% to TV or movies. Some things just don't translate from one medium to the other too well. But this show is definitely super close to its comic counterpart. I mean, they changed little things like diving into the relationship of Rick Grimes' partner Shane a lot more than they did in the first issue of the comic. And the scene with Glenn in Atlanta was a lot more elaborate in the TV show, as the tank and drop bag of guns doesn't happen in the comic, but was still really cool and I thought worked really great in the TV show. Another change they made was the Dixon brothers, Merle and Daryl. They don't exist in the comics, they were purely made for the TV series. I like them in the show and the conflict they bring, but for the most part, I don't really like when movies or TV series make up characters that don't exist in the comics. But don't get me wrong, making up characters purely for TV isn't always bad. Just look at Harley Quinn from Batman. She was developed for Batman the Animated Series and became so popular she's been Joker's right-hand girl in the comics for years now. There's actually rumors that Daryl might also make it into comic book form, since in the teaser pictures for the Something to Fear story arc shows a character holding a crossbow. Overall, I think this series is one of the best TV shows adapted from a comic book, and for the most part stays true to its source material, and is definitely one good TV show whether you read the comics or not. Netflix streams TV shows, movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and hassle. As a Netflix Unlimited member, you can instantly watch TV episodes and movies streaming directly to your PC, Mac, or right to your TV with an Xbox 360, PS3, or Nintendo Wii console. Watch as many movies as you want, anytime you want, cancel anytime. For a limited time, get a free 30-day trial membership. Go to netflix.com/variant to sign up now. First up on my buy list for Wednesday, June 13th, we have Batman issue 10. Now this title has been awesome so far, and that's because Scott Snyder's writing has been on point, and Greg Capullo's art is great. In this issue, we find out who is the mastermind behind the Court of Owls. Next, we have Grifter issue 10. Now, I've always been a fan of this character ever since Jim Lee's Wildcats. The title has been pretty good so far, although I think it could be better, but it's still worth checking out. Here we have Before Watchmen, Silk Spectra issue 1. I'll be reading all the Before Watchmen miniseries as I love Watchmen and curious to see what they'll be doing with all of the characters. Now we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue 687. In this issue, Doc Ock has a new Sinister Six, The Avengers. And finally, we have Alpha Girl issue 3. The title is about a 17-year-old girl who must break her brother out of juvie after a third-rate cosmetic company makes a pheromone that turns women into man-eating zombies. To me, it almost has a Zombieland vibe to it, which is great, and I really like the art, so I highly recommend you picking this up. That's it for today's episode of Variant, but I would love to know what all of your thoughts are on the Walking Dead comic and TV show, so you can post in our comment section below and get some conversation happening, or jump over to our Variant Facebook page and let us know what you think there. You can also drop a hey, hi, or hello at my Twitter page at twitter.com/Arris_Quinones, and I will see you next week when I count down my favorite comic book cartoons of all time. I'm really excited for that episode. What? That's awesome, dog!